turn it off a wee bit later.
Okay, that'll be all right.
But I'll tell you when.
Okay. So you're asking a question about the concept of sleeping on one side.
Yes.
This comes from the Buddha directly. It has a lot of practicality to it, even today. But in the old days of the Buddha, when you're sleeping on a hard surface like the ground, that's the most comfortable way to do it.
Right.
That in fact, one of the reasons why we go for soft mattresses is because we don't know how to lay down. And possibly the worst case is the hospital bed, where people are intentionally required to sleep on their backs.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's quite probable, though I have no direct evidence, I'm sure that they don't want the evidence, that the medical profession were killing a whole lot of people during COVID because of that.
Uh-huh.
That in fact they were putting them on ventilators, which required for them to be on their backs.
Mm-hmm.
And that we can't breathe well in the lower part of the breathing area of the body. The lungs are pressed. If we're laying on our backs, then all of those kidneys and all of that stuff presses up on the lungs and prevents us from being able to get good breathing. If we lay on our stomach, the exact same thing happens. Now we're laying on our chest. But if we lay on our side, either on the left side or the right side, then we actually can improve both circulation and breathing. So it's got some scientific background to it. That in fact, that's one of the things that they started doing for people who had COVID was to lay them on their sides. We can also eliminate all of the phlegm and all of the stuff that comes up from the breathing that will settle into the bottom of the lungs if we're sleeping on the back. But
Yeah.
if we sleep on the side, that stuff can come up a lot easier. So it has to do with health, it has to do with comfort, and it has to do with awareness in the sense of Westerners who have not been practicing that. We can learn to lay on our sides by remembering to. This is the point of sati, is to
Mm-hmm.
start practicing laying on the side, in the sense that that's the only way to do it. So you begin to recognize that when you're on your laying on your back, either on the floor or in bed or whatever, that it really is not as comfortable as if you would turn on your side. And not only that, but you've got two sides that you can alternate back and forth with, so that there's not one posture that we get stuck into, to where that's also true with laying on one's back, that we get kind of stuck in that kind of posture. And that if you see any advertisements for beds, you see uh, movies and sitcoms and everything like that, and everybody is laying on their back. And so it's basically part of our culture, and that the only way that we can actually get away with it is because we've got soft, comfortable mattresses. That if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have a mattress, it becomes really uncomfortable to lay on the back.
Well, you still have, of course, if you're laying on your side and you don't have a mattress. I mean, if you're laying on the ground, you're really going to have to scoop out a wee bit for your hip, aren't you? Scoop
Well,
out a bit of ground, bit of the earth.
well, just like dogs do when they lay on their in their favorite place on the ground, they kind of with their hips kind of dig it out.
Yeah. No, I
They're
asked this because you had mentioned it as being a something taught to monks. I mean, I've been sleeping on my side all my life. Just by preference, I sleep on my side,
hmm
and I think I always have. but that's
There's
you know,
actually a
that's
whole lot of statuary throughout
yeah,
Asia and a lot of photos. The term is the reclining Buddha, and
yeah.
it always shows him on his side.
But what's he using to prop his head up?
Well, um, there's a whole lot of options for that. Some of
Mhm.
them are austere. One is that you can lay with your head on your arm. Another one is that you can use many different things for the pillow,
Uh-huh,
including the Sangati robe.
uh-huh, uh-huh,
And that in Thailand they have triangular shaped, three-cornered pillows that
uh-huh.
are used. Um, And so at Wat Suan Mok, by the way, and this is the only place that I know that they do that, and I have an idea that the reason that they do it is because the animals will eat kapok, cotton, and all of that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but they are less likely to eat wood. And so the pillows that are generally laying around Wat Suan Mok are wooden pillows, and people can, in fact, get used to sleeping on them. Some even find that they're even more comfortable because a cotton pillow or a normal kind of pillow, a foam pillow, will get hot, it gets
Yeah,
lumpy,
yeah,
it has all kinds of problems. And people
that is
think that,
true.
oh, buying something is the solution to that. And so they'll buy an expensive pillow rather than recognizing that no, pillows are not the solution necessarily to the problem, that getting the head at the right angle,
Mm-hmm.
and that often pillows have the head propped up too high. So when you're
Yeah,
sleeping on your left side, your head is this way.
yeah,
And, and so if you get the head to where it's a normal kind of state, like it is when we're standing up, that
yeah,
most people don't live their lives with their head cocked way over like that, and
sure.
so they tend to get headache, neck aches and
Yeah,
whatnot
yeah.
because of the pillows that they have. So a smaller pillow would be the right way to go, or having cloth like the Sangati robe. Um, they can use that as a sitting cushion, and then they can use it as a tent. They can use it as a pillow. They can use it for all kinds of things. Uh, Sometimes you want both of them at the same time, both a tent and a pillow, but at least you have a choice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, this is the whole idea about sleeping on one side is for health, for comfort, and for mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since you've been doing it your whole life, you probably would only slightly understand that many people in the West have trouble with doing that. They wake up in the middle of the night if they're remembering to and recognize that the body is out of posture and they'll get back into posture. And sometimes we don't even have to wake up, that throughout the night we will adjust the body's posture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's generally better because we're looking for comfort. And so people get restless because they're sleeping on their stomach or sleeping on their back and rolling over to where they would maintain their comfort for a longer time if they would sleep on their side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And remembering that and getting into that posture intentionally is part of the practice.
Indeed. You see well, I saw I have a photograph, it's somewhere, one of the major temples in Bangkok that one goes to look at when one goes to Bangkok because one doesn't know anything about them. um, or one did. Um, and there is this huge reclining Buddha. You will know which one it is.
The huge one is at Wat Po. It's not the
Yeah,
only huge one, but that's a big one. It was actually restored in the past few years. It had gotten pretty dirty in there.
yeah. Well, he
but it's been,
seems in that position to have his elbow down and to
yeah.
be lying like that. And I
Hmm.
mean, I'm thinking that cannot be comfortable because you try it. It's not at all comfortable holding your head up because where does
Depends
your
upon
arm go?
the
Your arm's
angle
too,
of depends upon the angle of the elbow, and
I
perhaps
suppose.
the statuary is indicating that it's at the wrong angle.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Anyway, I thought, what's he doing like that? He can't have, you know, he can't have been very comfortable doing that. Anyway, there we are. That's a small question that just intrigued me as to as to why it should be that that they tell monks to do that. Um, Now, yeah, I just want to switch off. I'm going to switch off the recording now.